This conference will now be recorded.
We'll finish that and then we'll move on to 16 fields of pricing. Yeah. So let me go to v/06. The v/06. Let me go to PR00. So let's go to the controls. So yesterday we have discussed about scales, right? So for some reason this was not working yesterday. Okay, so let me go to, we have tried in A001, right? Yeah, A001, but for some reason it's not working yesterday. Let me just quickly try to create a sales order today and see if it works. And once we are done, we will move on to this field called as exclusion or exclusion indicator. So let me just create an order once. So VA01, 00. So let us go to conditions, item level. Let me try A001. Maybe it's still the same, but I don't know why it's not picking up. Let me just troubleshoot later. But the graduated scale, the purpose is, as I showed you yesterday from the image in the study material, so multiple base prices will be activated. This is only the scenario where you can see multiple base prices for the same material in the same sales order. In any other scenario, you don't see this. You don't see this in any other scenario. So in the interview, if they ask a question, is it possible to have same base price? Yes, but only in the graduated scale scenario. So let's move on to the next concept, which is exclusion. So in the interviews, if they ask a question from sales and distribution, from the pricing concept, if they ask a question from pricing in the interviews, this can be the first question. Okay, your first question from the pricing can be exclusion. Okay, so that important this exclusion is, and exclusion can be maintained at either condition type level, and we can also maintain at the condition record level. Both we can maintain at the condition type level, and we can also maintain at the condition record level. So what is exclusion? Condition exclusion. Condition exclusion is where we could eliminate discounts. See, we have discussed about lots of discounts, right? But there is also a possibility we could configure a couple of more discounts as well. But will we propose all these discounts? Not possible, right? So we could not propose this many discounts. So we want only relevant discounts to be proposed into the sales order. Okay. We want all these discounts to be there in the pricing in our pricing procedure. We want all these discounts to be there, because it's not possible that every time customer comes with a requirement, then we go and change it. Okay. So we just go and configure something new like that. Okay, you wanna do that. So we want all this particular in the procedure. Okay, we want all this particular in the procedure, but only relevant discounts or few discounts should be proposed. So how it is possible? That is, we could use this exclusion concept and eliminate other discounts. But what is the logic? How system will be able to find out? That is, in the pricing procedure, we have condition types. In the pricing procedure, we have condition types, right? And we have not discussed about this field here yet, but this is called as pricing routines. There is a field here, this field, it's called as pricing routines. Usually for all the price condition types, that means it could be base price, it could be discount, it could be surcharge. For all the price conditions, we put routine as 2. That is a standard pricing procedure. What is this? We'll discuss later when it comes to this screen. But usually what we do is we put this particular standard routine 2 for all the conditions. So how this exclusion works, let's assume that K004. Here at the condition type level, let's assume if this is K004 and I activate condition exclusion. If I activate condition exclusion, then the functionality of condition exclusion is, as I activated the exclusion here, and all the below conditions are also having the same pricing routine, so system will eliminate all the below condition types. Okay, if I maintain exclusion here in the v/06, and if the routine is same for the below conditions, then system will propose only K004 and eliminate the below condition, so that only one relevant discount has been proposed to customer. So in interviews, they may ask a question, what happens to a supplement condition below to a exclusion condition? Let's assume this is an exclusion condition. As I told you, it will eliminate all the conditions below, right? So in interviews, specifically, they ask a question, what happens to exclusion condition which is below to, sorry, what happens to supplement condition which is below to exclusion condition? So what happens? Will system eliminate even, will system eliminate even the supplement? No. Okay. Supplement condition will not be eliminated. Okay. Supplement condition will not be eliminated. Why? In what scenarios we are giving supplement condition? Anyone? In what scenarios? Supplement. What is condition supplement?
Instead of one, some other one, if you want to use, the supplement will be used actually.
So, if customer is not eligible for any kind of discount, then we propose this one discount, right? Then we propose this discount. So why we should eliminate even that one discount, right? So for that reason, even what we just discussed, we discussed that the system will eliminate the conditions which are below to exclusion, right? So this is only one discount what we are proposing, right? So why we want to eliminate that? So for that reason, system will not eliminate this supplement, even though it is below to the exclusion. Supplement condition will take more priority, so system will not eliminate it. Right? So that is a logic actually. So whatever the having same routine in the below, system will eliminate that. Exclusion can be maintained between the conditions. Whatever I just showed you is just like between the conditions. You see here, K007, we have maintained, let's say, exclusion. Then system eliminated K004, and there was one more discount Z this. If I show you this in the document procedure, we have all these condition types. You see here, there is K004, there is Z this. There are many discounts, right? But when it comes to the exclusion, when the exclusion is being activated, system has eliminated those conditions, and you could see only K004. You see here, sorry, only K007. In the earlier screen, I showed you the Z days and I showed you the other condition, right? K004, but they have been eliminated. Right? This is between the conditions. This is between the conditions. But exclusion can also maintained in groups, which is called as exclusion group. That means we put some conditions into the group. You see, there is a group. So to create a group, you could just follow this menu path. G001 is a group here. In that, we put 4 conditions. Now we can tell system, out of these conditions within this group, propose either one best condition or least favorable condition. Anything it could be, we could ask for. You can see here, best condition between the conditions. In the group, best condition we are asking. When you ask for the best condition, ZDIS is deactivated and K004 is active, right? ZDIS is deactivated when we ask for the best. When we ask for the least favorable, then you see ZDIS has been activated and K004 was deactivated. When we ask for least favorable condition, best favorable K00 is active and ZDIS was deactive. It was quite opposite, right? Then again, exclusion can be maintained between the groups as well. Okay, we could maintain it between the groups as well. So earlier I told you, right, it's only one group, but if you notice here, there is another group empty. You see this exclusion group 2 is empty. So we can create one more group, and now we can ask the system to compare between these two groups. In Z01, there are 2 conditions. In Z02, there is another 2 conditions. Now we can ask system, compare between these two and propose either best discount or least favorable. The same thing happens even here. If you ask for the best condition, ZDIS is deactivated and K07, K04 is active. On the other way around, if you ask for the least favorable, ZDIS is active. You see, sorry, ZDIS is active and K07, K04 is deactive. So with this condition exclusion, it is possible to eliminate the discounts and propose only relevant discounts. Right? So this is condition exclusion, where you want to eliminate a condition. Pricing date. There is one more field called as pricing update. Okay, so very important interview question, and it's also been a very confusing actually. So that is the reason this is very frequently asked in the interviews. This is pricing date, but there is also field called as pricing update. Okay, that comes in the copy controls, but this field is pricing date. What is pricing date? Let's say we created order on July 1st. Okay, we created order on July 1st. When we created order on July 1st, okay, when we created order on July 1st, the delivery cost is $1 per kg. Delivery cost is $1 per kg. But on 2nd of July, the delivery cost has been increased from $1 to $2. So for the order what we created on July 1st, for the delivery cost which is $1, on 2nd the delivery cost will increase it to $2. For that order we are doing a delivery today. Maybe on 8th of July we are creating a delivery. So what should be the delivery cost today? Anyone? Is it order, whatever the order you created on
$2.
that day, or $2? What should be the delivery cost?
As per order. As per order.
As per the order. If you are going as per the order, you are losing $1, right? Because the delivery cost has been increased to $2 on 2nd of July. So why do you want to bear loss?
$2.
Right? So delivery should be always okay. Forget about the delivery. In that place, put tax. Okay, instead of delivery, put tax. On 1st of July, delivery was tax was $1, but it has been increased to $2. So today, what should be the price?
Definitely to the order.
Definitely, on which date we are going to deliver the tax, what is there, as per that we have to follow.
Right? Because delivery tax should be at actuals. Okay? You cannot commit to the order date because you will be in loss. Why you should be in loss, right? Or you take tax at least. Tax should be always calculated as per the business, right? So, as per the date, you have to calculate the tax because tax you cannot calculate the older one, right? So, it should be always at actuals. That's what this pricing date. What date system has to consider, whether order creation date or billing date, order creation date, or data service rendered. This we use for delivery. Date of service rendered. Doesn't matter whenever you create an order, but whatever the date you're creating a delivery, on that date you will be using. Okay. So this is a pricing date. As I told you, there is one more confusing field for this. Again, even for exclusion as well. You remember in the access sequence we discussed a field called as exclusive. These two fields are again confusing. So that's the reason these two questions are very frequent. Exclusion and exclusive in the access sequence, and pricing date here and pricing update in the copy controls. So it is very confusing. So whenever you watch the video later, make a note somewhere so that it will be pretty easy for you to differentiate. Okay. So this is what we have in the pricing, this particular screen. Let's move on to pricing procedure. Right. So 60. This screen, whatever you're seeing here, this is also called as 16 fields of pricing procedure. Okay. This called as, if you count, there are two more fields actually here next to the description. Account key, and there is one more field actually. Let me, yeah, maybe subtotal I could move little. Yeah, account key. Okay, and there is one more actually called as accruals. Okay, now it has fit everything it is to accrual, right? So this screen is 16 fields of pricing. Mark my word, you go 5 interviews. In all the 5 interviews, you will face a question on this screen. Whatever you're seeing here, you go 5 interviews. In 5 interviews, you will face a question. That important this is important not only for SD, even S4 HANA also this is important, because this is very frequent question now in S4 HANA, that is, what is the 17th field added in pricing procedure? This is pricing procedure, right? We are saying that this is 16 fields. In the ECC, it is only 16 fields, very famously called as 16 fields of pricing. But now in S4 HANA, they have added one more field. So in interviews, they ask this question in S4 HANA, what is the 17th field we have now in the pricing procedure? Okay. So in pricing procedure, we have now one new field, which is called as, there's a new field, which is called as relevant for accounting. I'll tell you what is that relevant for accounting, but there is one new field actually, and that's very, very important in the interview. Okay, let's see what is the 16 fields of pricing. The first field, step. Step, you already know it. Step will help us to place the condition types in the procedure in a sequence. You see 10, 20, 30, 40. So step will allow us to place the condition types in the pricing procedure in a sequence. Okay. Then next, counter. Counter is considered as a sub-step of this. Because see, you see here, between 30 and 40. We already used 31, 34, 35. Maybe I can use another 100 discounts. So if there is no enough space, what you do, right? So we could use counter. So counter is considered as substep. Okay. If your project is very old, let's say 10 years, 15 years old, then you will be keep on adding conditions. So majority times what happens is you will not have enough spacing to place the new condition. So if you want to use a new condition and if you don't have enough spacing, you could introduce here with counter. Okay. There is one more field here called as description. Okay. So the next is condition type. So condition type, we already know. What is condition type? It will tell system what kind of pricing element it is, right? Condition type will tell system what kind of pricing element it is, whether it's a price, discount, surcharge, tax, whatever it is. Then description. Description has two purposes. What is A001? Anyone? What is A001?
Express.
Base price,
Condition type which tells about the price.
right? What is ZSUP? What is
Supplementary.
ZSUP? It's a condition supplement, right? So as a consultant, we configured and we placed it. User, when creates a sales order, how would user know A001 is a base price or ZSUP is a condition supplement? How would user know that, right? So this meaningful description will help the user to understand what kind of pricing element it is. Using A001 price, ZSUP condition supplement. So when you create a sales order, it will help the user to understand what kind of condition type it is, right? So description serves two purposes. That is the first thing. Second thing is description will help us to bifurcate the pricing structure. Okay, it will help us to bifurcate the pricing structure. Okay, we don't need to create an order anyway. You know the condition screen right in the order. So description will help us to find out, help the users to find out what kind of condition type it is. At the same time, description will help to bifurcate the pricing structure like this. So that is description. Then next is from. From in interviews they may ask a question, what is standard base? So what is standard base? From is called as standard base. This from is treated as standard base because this is where the actual configuration starts, right? This is where the configuration starts. So from is treated as standard base. Okay. And from will help us to start the calculation. The next two will help us to accumulate multiple steps. Okay. 2 will help us to accumulate multiple steps and 2 will help us to do the accumulations. Okay. The next manual. What is manual condition types? Anyone? What are manual condition types?
If you it specifies as actually when you mark that manual field,
Yeah.
it will reflect when you are manually the condition type should reflect when you are manually enters only. Otherwise, it will not get reflected.
Okay, this will be your answer. Same in the interviews as well. It should not be. Okay. In the interviews, your answer should not be so complicated, right? What are the manual conditions? Pretty simple. All header conditions are manual conditions. That's it. Okay. All header conditions are manual conditions. Okay. Your answer should be very simple in the interviews. That comes by practice anyway. Later, as you practice, you will be knowing. So, what are the manual condition types? Pretty simple. All header conditions are manual conditions. Then, if they ask you, then what is actually manual condition? Manual condition, or what is a header condition? Can you explain? Then you can tell what is functionality and everything. But simple answer would be all header conditions are manual conditions. Then required means mandatory. Okay, required means mandatory. For any condition, if you mark required, then system will not. That means if this condition is missing in the sales order, then system will not allow you to proceed unless until you enter that condition. System will not allow you to proceed. Just like price. See, can we do all this calculation without a base price? Anyone? Without a base price, can we do? No,
No.
right? You cannot do any calculation. No discount, no surcharge, no tax, nothing, right? Without a base price. So base price usually we mark it as mandatory. If there is no base price, nothing is possible. So if we mark this for base price so that if it is missing, then system will not allow you to proceed. That is required. The next is statistical. As we already discussed, statistical has two purposes. One is it will not affect the net value of a sales order, and it will also help us to not to print. That means it will help us to not to post it into the accounting. Okay, we want this condition type to be in the sales order for analysis purpose, but we don't want to post into accounting. Okay, so that is the reason we mark statistical. What are few statistical condition types? Anyone? Anyone? Few statistical condition types.
Price.
SKTO, cost price.
PRS.
VPRS, selling price. Sorry, cost price,
KPI.
VPRS, SKTO, cash discount, KUMU, cumulative condition type. These all are statistical condition. We just discussed, right? The second property of the statistical condition type is it will not post into accounting. But if I want to post it, then so usually we used to do some workaround and we used to post it. That workaround is also there in the study material. If you want to post the statistical condition into accounting, the solution is there. But today in S4HANA, that is the 17th field which is added. Okay, 17th field they have added, that is called as relevant for accounting. Okay, relevant for accounting. So if there is a statistical condition and you want to post into accounting, then now in S4HANA we have a checkbox. Okay. The next is subtotal. So these all are the only definitions. They are not so important. But from here, the importance of this total concept is from here. Subtotal. What is subtotal? Subtotal is temporary fields where we can park the data. If you want to do your own calculation, then you can write a formula. But you need data, right? You have a formula, but you need data. So from where you take the data, you park the data here. What kind of data? It could be a cost price. That means you want to calculate your profit margin of that sales order. You have selling price. You have a formula how to calculate it. But you need the cost price, right? You need the data. You store it here. But it's a temporary field. You store it. Once after the order is created, again this field will be available for reuse. So subtotals are temporary field. Likewise, cost credit check. You have your own formula for credit check. You have a formula, but you need data, right? You need to compare sales order value with customer's available credit limit. So what you do, you first bring the customer sales that sales order value into this subtotal, You park the data here. With the formula, you will compare this particular order value with customer's available credit limit, right? So standard SAP itself has provided a couple of fields. You could see for credit it is A, right? For credit it is credit price. Cost price it is B. Likewise, 7 should be there. 7 is for rebates. So like this, there are already fields which SAP has provided. So subtotal is a temporary fields where we can park the data to do further calculation. So where do we have the formulas? These are formulas. These two base type, calculation type are formulas. We put formulas here and system will take the data here. Then next is routine. So this is the most important thing, routine. You may also face a question in the interviews, Z routines. Did you work on routines? Right? So very important. What is routine? Routine or requirement, anything it could be. The name, both are one and same, whether it is routine or requirement, the name, both one and same. What is routine? Routine is it's a program, it's a logic. Okay. So that logic will check whether the condition is fulfilling or not. If the condition is fulfilled, thus it's satisfied, then only system will allow us to bring this condition into the sales document. If condition is not satisfied, then system will not allow us to bring the condition type into sales document. Okay. So routine will check this all the time, and only when the condition is satisfied, the system will bring the particular condition type into sales document. If not, no. Okay. So let's read some of the programs. Let's see some of the condition types. Sorry, some of the routines. The standard routine is to, for condition, for whichever the condition you have price, you'll have routine as 2. Okay. And there are many routines. Routine, as I told you, it's a piece of logic. It's a program with tables and fields. But it's also written in English. Easily you can understand. Item with pricing. Let us read this code. You could click on this source text, this icon. Select the routine and click on source text. This will take a little time to open because it has to load the program. This will take a little time usually when it is compiling program. This is the first time we are running this. You see, this is a logic, this is a program. But in the English, you could see the description what this logic says. This logic is telling that go and check in TVAP table. Go and check in the TVAP table whether the pricing is turned on or not. Okay, it's checking that. Go and check whether the what is TVAP table? TVAP table is nothing but item category configuration. Vivo V7. So system is telling that go and check in Vivo V7. You remember there is a field called as pricing, whether the pricing is turned on or not. Let's also read this at the programming level. Let's go to the table level and read this. So let's go to SC16N. And which table system is asking for? That is TVAP. System is checking that. Go and check in TVAP table. What is TVAP? Sales document item category configuration. That is Vivo V7. Okay, in Vivo V7, what field system is checking? Some PRF SD. You see this field? PRS FD. System is telling that in TVFT table, go and check this PRS FD field, whether it is X or not. That means whether the pricing is on or not. So in TVAP table, what is PRF SD? Yeah, this one, you see, PRS FD. What is PRS FD? That is nothing but pricing in English, right? Now let's go to Vivo V7. This is a technical name in the field, and this is the what we see on the screen in the Vivo V7 screen. Let me open a new window. So now let me go to Vivo V7. Go to a standard item category TAN. Under TAN, you see this field pricing. This is what system is checking. When this will be pricing active, only if it is X. X means pricing standard, right? X means the price is active, right? If you want to further know more, what you could do is press F1 and go to this. You see this technical information, and you could read the field name. TVAP is the table, and PRSFD is the field name. So that is the same thing in SEX16 and what we have looked into. TVAP table and PRSFD. So that is what this logic system is telling that go and check in TVAP table, PRSFD, whether it's active or not. Pricing is turned on in the item category or not. If it is on, then only bring the condition type. If not, no. Likewise, cost price 4. We maintain cost price in material master. But how the cost price will come into sales document? Only with this particular routine is assigned. If you assign this routine, then only system will bring the cost price. Because this routine checks for same TVAP table, but it is telling system that go and check EVR WR, whether EVR WR is active or not. Let's see what is EVR WR. In the same TVAP table, system is telling go and check EVR WR, that is nothing but determine cost. So now let's go to item category. You see this determine cost. If you go to the technical information, this is what is EVR WR. You see this? So system is telling go and check in TVAP table whether this particular determine cost is active or not. Then only bring the cost price. Even though you maintain the cost price in material master, system will not determine that automatically into the sales document unless until this field EVR WR is active. So this is what a routine. Routine is a program which will check for validation, and only when the validation is passed, then only system will bring that particular condition into the sales document. Likewise, we have a couple of more routines, routine 22, routine 9, routine 10. There are many routines actually which we will be using. In the study material, they all are listed. Let us look at the routine number 55 for free goods. Free goods means 1 plus 1. Same item you are giving free to the customer. If the main item is $1, the free item is also $1. So free goods, 55 routine. It's saying that pricing for free goods 100% discount, and it is saying that the PRSFD should be only B. It cannot be X or anything else. It should be only B. What is item category for free goods? Anyone? Item category for free goods. TANN.
Double
And
N.
you see, pricing should be only B. And what is B? Pricing for free goods 100% discount. See the description and see the technical level as well. Pricing for free goods 100% discount. So that's the validation. This is how system do program validation, and only when the validation pass, system will bring that condition type into sales document. But very important routines. From today onwards, end of the training, we will discuss many routines. In every topic, we'll discuss routines. We also develop Z routines. Z routine means your own logic. Routines are 1 to 900 is system reserved. Routines, how do we access this? Technical, ABAP transaction, VOFM. This is also called as VOFM routines. Okay, not only routines, any formulas, routines, you will see under VOFM, that is technical transaction for the ABAPers, and this is it's called as VOFM routines. Okay, VOFM, and when you go here, you see all these things here, routines, formulas, right? So when you go to routines, pricing routines, as I told you, there are many concepts which will have discussed routines. Pricing routines, 1 to 900 are system reserved. If you want to develop a new routine, your own logic, then it should be 901 to 999. And 1 to 900, it's not only for SD, you could see the application area, V, M, certain, you will see different names as well. Okay, so all the V are relevant to SD. Your paper will write it. So you want a new routine, then it would be 901 to 999. The next is calculation type or base type. Both are formulas. But what is the difference? If it is calculation type, you don't need to maintain condition record. Okay, you don't need to maintain condition record because system itself will calculate everything with the formula and give you the result. Okay, it will calculate and give you the result. You don't need to maintain condition record. So base type, in the base type, system will only give you the base value, but on that base value you have to maintain condition record. On top of that particular, you have to maintain condition record. But calculation type, you don't need to maintain condition record. System itself will calculate and give you the value. So to know more about this subtotal, routine, calculation type, base type, all the technicals, I recommend you to please refer to your document. Just refer it. You don't need to buy hard or you don't need to put much emphasis on this. Just refer to this document called as pricing by AD. You have this document in this particular final docs folder. So just go to this pricing by AD, and this talks about the complete routines. Every routine is explained with an example. With a live example, it is explained. So as I told you, don't waste your time on these notes, but just have a look at least for the important routines which is mentioned in the study material, but don't put much of emphasis on this. And the next control is account key. As of now, it's only a definition. Account, we'll discuss again this at the time of revenue account determination, but as of now, it's only a definition. Account key. So account key is one of the parameter which will help us to determine one of the revenue GL accounts. Okay, it will help us to determine revenue GL accounts. Okay, account key is one of the parameter which will help us to determine revenue GL accounts. What is that determining? What is this parameter? We'll discuss when it comes to revenue account determination concept. And the last one is accruals. What do you mean by accruing? Anyone? Accrue. General English. What is accruing?
Adding.
Adding, right? Adding, collecting, anything it could be. So let's say in business you announce rebates. End of the day, you have to settle the rebates to the customer, right? And you don't know how many customers will be eligible for rebates. What is rebates, anyone?
It's a conditional discount.
Right? Condition discount, which we settle in future date. Right? We settle in future date, right? So at the end of the day, you don't know how many customers will be eligible for rebates, how much money you would be needing. You don't know, right? So for that reason, what we do is whenever we announce rebates in organization, from day one, we pull out some amount. Let's say from every, we don't know which customer would be end of the day eligible, but from every order, we pull out some 1% and collect it and store it in a provisional GL account. Okay, we'll store it in some provisional GL account so that end of the day, this amount will be helpful for you to settle the rebates. Okay, to settle the rebates, this amount will be helpful, right? So that is accruals. This is used only with the rebates, only for rebates. That means if your account key is ERB, if your account key is ERB, that is rebate settlement, then we use a key called as ERU. Your accrual key will be ERU. For only for ERB, we use a accrual key as ERU. You could see here rebate accruals, right? So this is about the 16 fields of pricing, and this is all about the pricing concept. So we are done with the pricing. So on Monday, we'll discuss about free goods. And from Monday, our way of discussion would be little different because from Monday, it will be one topic one day. It's not like we spend, let's say customer master 3 days, middle master 2 days, item category 2 days, right? But from Monday, it's not like that. We'll start discussing basic functions. It will be another 15 topics. Maybe you can count from today, another 15 days, the training would be completed. One day, one topic from Monday. That's how the training would be. And we don't need a whole 1 hour as well. So some topics will even finish within 20-25 minutes as well. But it will be one day, one topic. So don't miss any session from Monday, because if you miss one session, that means one topic is lost. Okay. So in the next 15, 18 days, we could conclude this batch. Yeah, go ahead. Any questions? Okay, hopefully no questions. So we'll call it a day today and catch up on Monday. And Monday we'll discuss free goods. Anything pending, please finish off your pricing by this weekend. Good everyone and catch up on Monday.
Please upload videos for me.
Sure, I'll do it by tomorrow 11. Please check it. Okay. Yeah. Good everyone. Bye bye.